overweight and look terrible, but AIDS helped me lose 46 pounds.
The AIDS diet plan helped me lose 28 pounds.
AIDS helps control your appetite so you lose weight. Yet AIDS lets you taste, chew, and enjoy. And the appetite suppressant in AIDS is not a stimulant.
AIDS helped me to lose 18 pounds, and it doesn't contain anything to make me nervous.
Question, why take diet pills when you can enjoy AIDS? AIDS helps you lose weight without making you jittery.
Watching CNN last week, you examined the deadly flaws of this aircraft. You joined 4 newsmen in remembrance of Frank Reynolds. You debated the censure of 2 congressmen. This week, get the facts about AIDS, a CNN special report.
Yes, I hope you enjoyed that. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Freedom Honey Podcast as we continue our descent into cult-like status. It's been an interesting week. There will be no opening of the beers because this is re-recording because I screwed up, so it's already open. So we'll get right into it. First things first, I had a bit of a, I don't know, what you call a staycation, as in my wife had a bunch of, honeydew stuff to do this week. So I was putting in a fence, and I managed to get the skid steer nice and stuck. I got most of, the one line done for the fence, but at this point, that skid steer is not going anywhere right now. The joys of living in a swamp. Gotta wait till it dries out. I'll probably take a couple of weeks, and then I'll get in there with the truck or the tractor, and I'll rip it out. So I will be successful in putting up this fence. All right, right onto the Alberta front. We're going to talk about the wildfires. Fort Mac had to evacuate this week, and our thoughts and prayers going with everybody who's affected. I hope your house stays safe. I hope you guys are safe. I hope everybody made it to Edmonton or any of the surrounding area, and we'll pray for the best. I know they've made some crisis centers and evacuation stuff all set up in here in Edmonton, so hopefully those services get used and this isn't too long and people can go back to their lives in their homes, because we don't need a repeat of what happened 10 years ago. Anyway, all right. Teen died from eating a spicy chip as part of a social media challenge. Autopsy reports conclude. All right, so this story goes back to September 8th. Basically, kid did one of these one chip challenges and didn't end well. But the autopsy came back this week and said a Massachusetts teen who participated in a spicy chip challenge on social media died from ingesting high amounts of chili pepper extract, according to an autopsy report obtained by the Associated Press. Harris Wolobah, a 10th grade from the city of Worcester, died September 1st, 2023, after eating the chip manufactured by Paqui. The cause of death was listed as cardiopulmonary arrest in the setting in which the recent ingestion of food substance with high capsaicin concentration, according to the autopsy and the chief medical examiner. Okay, so big news to take out of this, guys, is do not do this stupid challenge. I have no clue what people willingly want to hurt themselves. I mean, I don't do spice, Pedro, he's a big spice guy. He can handle it. I mean, hot sauce makes me squint. I mean, I got the bottle of Tums next to the bed. The idea of eating this garbage would kill me. I mean, just the thought of it. I can imagine walking into like my kid's room or something like that, and this thing getting busted open. I mean, I'd have to escape from the house and probably not come back for a week. It just pepper spray the house. But yeah, no more challenges. I mean, it started with the Tide Pods, now it's going to the murder chips, and people have those ridiculously hot chocolates, and even those guys that do those competitions, we're we're gonna try the Trinidad Scorpion pepper or the Reaper pepper, or look at this new pepper that we genetically engineered to hurt you even more. I mean, it's not a feat of strength. And not to mention, I mean, the damage it would do to your guts or your asshole. Just no more. I'm quashing it. No more hot chip challenge. No more. Just be normal. All right, guys. It's not a bravado thing. It's freaking triangle shaped death. Literally. All right. We'll get fired up with that at first. What else? We're going to talk about. I know it's been a heavy Diagolon month. I know, but it just keeps continuing with the hilarity. I don't intend to keep talking about this, but I can't stop because I just can't stop laughing. So this week, Alex Jones made a big statement. Exclusive, Emperor of Diagolon declare war on Trudeau. Jerry McKenzie did a wicked interview, InfoWars. I suggest to go check it out, either the InfoWars website or go to Alex Jones. Go to his page on X and watch the video. It's about an hour long, but it really, really good. And if anybody have any questions about who Diagolon is or anything like that, just watch it. It's an hour of your time. Put it in the background while you're doing some chores, and it's definitely worth the watch. So well done, gentlemen. All right, on the woke front, this is from Black Locks reporter. I've always had a problem saying that. Black Locks. Didn't make it easy on the name. Anyway, Parks Canada reopens the John A. Macdonald historic home with a $9 racism and sexism tours where visitors can reflect on Canada as a place of pain, representing repression. Yeah. Let's not do that. I mean, guys, this is just more Marxist crap. I'm sorry. This is like the Stalin Marxist freaking Trotsky playbook. Erase our history, erase our culture, make it think it's all garbage, and then it's just easier for them to take over. Well, we'll get into some commie stuff later on in the show, but all part of that stupid commie agenda. A few things I hate: unions and commies, and they got a lot in common. Go figure. All right, and subpar toilet paper. Yeah, that's one of those other evil inventions. And most people with RVs, I know a lot of guys have RVs. I don't understand why. I mean, maybe it's because I live in the middle of nowhere and I don't see the benefit of having an RV. But yeah. Okay. Also, the King Charles portrait that dropped this week. I'm like, this is some creepy shit. I don't know. Did the artist go for I'm looking for like a Count Dracula kind of feel to it, something a little macabre. How do I look more evil than I actually am? This globalist piece of shit. It definitely gives me a whole lot of Vigo the Carpathian from Ghostbusters 2 kind of vibe for it. And this movie's hilarious too. But it's I mean, I was watching the 30-second clip of him unveiling it, and I think he was pissed. You can kind of see it. Anyway, I think it's hilarious. Probably cost him an absorbent amount of money too. But when you look at all the royal paintings of kings and emperors and all that in the back, I'm like, it's always a nice painting. The guy's there, all dressed up, looking sharp. Napoleon riding the horse and stuff like that, and then you're gonna be remembered with this. Plus, I mean, they could have made you look maybe a little less old. I don't know. Oh well. 2024. Here we go. All right. Sports Illustrated hasn't learned their lesson yet. They keep putting fat people on the cover. Stop it. First of all, you're a piece of crap. It was you were okay. You were kind of big deal back in the 60s and 70s and stuff. But nowadays, Sports Illustrated is dead. I thought you were bankrupt. I'm surprised this stuff even came out. And now you're just putting fat people on this. I mean, this is, you're supposed to be the sports athletic people. You're supposed to be in shape. But no one, you go woke, you go broke. This is what you get. Simple as that. Okay. Well, I kind of don't want to leave that image. We're going to kind of turn it to the whole Palestine, Israel stuff because the Toronto protest doesn't look like they're going anywhere anytime soon. They kind of had a meeting with the university people. The university said it was productive. They said it wasn't. Let's watch one of them. I guess is their little press conference.
So just to conclude, seeing as what they offered us yesterday was far, far, far from satisfactory, we just want to make it clear we're not leaving. We're staying. As my comrade stated, we live here now, and we'll live here as long as needed to have our demands met. We've cleared our calendars for the summer. We've cleared our calendars for the fall. We're comfortable staying here so long as it takes for our demands to be actually taken seriously and for actual commitments to be made. What we're asking for in terms of a timeline from the University of Toronto is that all commitments are presented by June 30th, which is when the Governing Council moves into the summer session. Just to round it off before we take questions, I want to invite a member of the alumni from the University of Toronto to make a bold statement. Thank you.
Yeah, we don't need to see no bold statements. It's just them ripping up their diplomas. Like it's an act of rebellion. I'm like, you can just order new ones. But also, I'm probably sure she stinks. I mean, you live in tents out in the middle of a park, and I mean, they're having issues with sanitation and stuff like that. I bet you this bitch stinks. But let's get into kind of some of the nitty gritty. Dozens of students, staff, and faculty have been occupying a green space at King's College Circle on the University of St. George campus in downtown Toronto around the clock since May the 2nd. They've set up tents and canopies in solidarity with other encampments and universities throughout North America, calling an end to Israel's war in Gaza. Well, I'm sure Netanyahu's paying big attention to what's happening in Toronto. So far, the university has avoided asking police to clear the encampment by force. That happened in like Calgary and Edmonton. A spokesperson for the university said Thursday meeting was constructive and productive. Our goal remains the same: to find a peace and sustainable conclusion to the encampment on the front as soon as possible, in line with the university principles and policies. Said the vice president of communications. They said that the two sides who worked together to mitigate concerns about sanitation and the ceremonial fire burning inside of the encampment is being supervised by experienced Indigenous firekeepers. Well, I'm glad it's the experienced Indigenous firekeepers, as if that's a thing. I'm sorry, it sounds like some fantasy novels character. Oh, bring out the experienced firekeeper. We continue to discuss signs and language to emphasize on how important it is that they be consistent with the spirit of peaceful protest, the statement said. So it doesn't end; it just continues. And I mean, this is the new LARP thing. Right? We talked about it on last show. This is not going to end anytime soon, at least until the war is over. And I mean, right now I just can't stop laughing. And this is what these woke universities get. So continue on. Like I said, I love watching the chaos. Really hilarious stuff. Okay. Canada issues travel advisory to popular European vacation spots. And this includes Germany. I don't know how I didn't miss this. This is from April 15th, but I guess Germany is one of them. And the reason Germany risks threat of terrorism, sure. Reasons several European countries have been under terrorist attack, and Germany could potentially be a target. Pickpocketing is another common crime that occurs in major cities, transportation hubs. So yes, the travel advisory is for terrorism and pickpocketing. Or is it the fact that you flooded the country full of migrants and some really sketchy shit is going on? Let's watch this girl.
USA and Canada, they gave out a travel warning for Germany. So they say it's too dangerous to travel to Germany. Why do you think is that? Well, since 2015, Germany has been letting asylum seekers from the Arab and African regions in. Millions of men. And since then, the crime rate has exploded. Especially for rape and murder. And no, we don't have guns in Germany, and they don't need a gun. They have knives, they have a broken bottle. If you want to kill somebody, you can do it. You don't need a gun, right? And since then, the crime rate is 300% higher than before. And I remember when thousands of them came in and the lefties, they stood at the train station, they clapped and they threw teddy bears at all the adult men. And one of my friends did too. She welcomed them and she was like against everybody who was against them. I guess she changed her mind after her 10-year-old daughter was raped by 2 of them. They filed a police report against unknown, of course, but you haven't heard about it in the media. All that gets swiped under the rug. And now I wonder, what is the real number? When we have 300%, what is the real number and the number of unreported cases? So that will be much higher, right?
Yes, but they want you to believe that it's the pickpocketing. And I mean, this is getting bad everywhere. I mean, they're just flooding into all these countries, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. I mean, I've seen videos of France and England and Ireland and the States, but I mean, the last thing is, everybody, if you're listening to the show, I mean, we're tracking this, and it's not going to get better anytime soon. All right. Merchandising, because we get I would say we get demonetized, deplatformed, and the censors really hate the show. If you want to help out what we're doing with the V4F stuff, V4F TV, help the cause, buy some good old-fashioned merch and watch the commercial. Yeah, so go on to the v4f.ca merch shop, pick yourself up a t-shirt, a hoodie, some good old-fashioned sweet non-communist coffee, and other fine products that they have on the store. And you'll be going to help the endeavors and all the good stuff that the V4F team puts together. So good old stuff. Okay, so we're going to bring it down to everyone's favorite segment, is the douche of the week. Kind of a long one. It's going to pretty much round up the rest of the show. But I want to talk about how Harrison Faulkner from True North, he's going real base this week. Like, this is, if you guys want minutes of fun, I want you to now go to his X profile. And the stuff he's putting up, really, really good stuff. Super based Harrison Faulkner this week, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So he's talking about the foreign students that are playing the system in PEI, and now they're at some kind of ridiculous protest because basically they don't want to leave. So we're going to kind of get a little bit into it. Foreign workers in Canada's Prince Edward Island to hold a day-long protest. It's way longer than that. It's not just one day, against immigration policy changes. A large number of students from Punjab are likely to be affected by the policy changes that would slash the intake of permanent residents. It's been nuts. I mean, some of these videos coming out here are crazy. So we'll start off with the first one. This is talking about the hunger strike that's going on. This one's from Rebel News.
What are your plans if the work permit doesn't get extended and then you're no longer legally allowed to work in Canada? What are you going to do? What are your next steps?
So we wouldn't hear no for an answer if they wouldn't extend. We would stay on strike. If we have to go on hunger strike, we'll go. And we'll keep on striking until our last breath. We wouldn't give up.
I've heard hunger striking to death. Is that true? Are people willing to die here for that cause?
Yes, for surely. If it comes to that, we would do that at the end if they don't listen to us.
How shitty is your country that you're willing to kill yourself because we won't give you permanent resident status? Makes you think. Also, of course, like from all the stuff that's been coming out, they come here as foreign students. They get put through those really sketchy, post-secondary education in like strip malls and stuff like that. And then from there, basically, they can work their hours. Then after 1,100 days, they get permanent resident status. But there was a loophole that if you go to like PI, for instance, you can apply after 6 months. And now they're not extending any stuff to stay unless you're in the medical or construction field, because they basically have way too many service workers for like fast food and Tim Hortons and stuff like that, and too many like unskilled retail positions basically. So yeah, so now they're angry. And what else was coming? Oh, here's the list of demands. This is a good one. Protest demands to be grandfathered. Migrant workers who were here before the changes of the law to be exempted from it. 2. Fair provincial nominee program draws. Jobs that are not considered higher demand are essential on this island. They are not just considered higher demand because they are currently being occupied by existing migrant workers. Like I said, they basically don't want to. They want to slash the numbers for service positions, not for like construction and stuff like that, and medical. Extend work permits for migrant workers who have expired or close to expiring work permits. Who have expired work permits. Sounds to me like if you have an expired work permit, you're not supposed to be here. But commies are gonna commie, and we're gonna watch this video. Or wherever it is. I'm going to find it. Where is it? I mean, with banging promotional videos, I'm surprised they haven't won yet. But yeah, no, they if their work permits are expired, they need to go. I mean, the fact that they're actually watch the other video. Here's Harrison Faulkner kind of explaining. He's interviewing one, and he kind of spills the beans on this one.
The question I have for you next is, how did you come to Canada in the first place? What's your basis for being in Canada now?
All right. So I came in 2022. 2020. I came as a student, international student, and I did my study in Toronto, Ontario. Then I made a decision to come in PI for my better future, and yeah. So over here, then we got into industry of sales and service factor. We had to do experience of 1 year in order to be eligible for the PR and all. So basically, there are 3 categories. So first one is like a critical stream where we have to have an experience of 6 months. Once we are done with the experience of 6 months, we are eligible to get a PNP, which stands for Provincial Nominee Program. That's why we guys are over here. And in the beginning of I would say January 2024, they eradicated the sales and service factor, and they eliminated us at all. Like we guys were never over here.
So that's one of the things that we've been noticing about this protest. We don't know like whether you guys were international students or whether you guys were TFWs. So did most of you come as students? Mm-hmm. Most of you came as students, and did most of you study in Ontario first before coming to PEI?
Yeah, so all of us are international students. It's not only about like most of them come from Ontario. Like people came over here across Canada. It doesn't matter whether they are from British Columbia or from Alberta, Manitoba. It doesn't matter. Some of them are from Quebec as well. So people chose PI across Canada. So yeah, so it's not for a single province.
So basically, what he just explained everything. They come here as foreign students. They go to these mill garbage, shady freaking post-secondary education facilities, colleges, universities, whatever the hell you want to call them. Then they get to go work part-time, get their PR status, and basically supersede our entire immigration system. It's a giant scam and it needs to end. They need to shut down these schools. They need to revoke these student visas, and they have to basically shut this stuff down as fast as humanly possible, because you've got the ones flooding across the border, you've got the ones coming here illegally, and then you've got all of them scamming the system here to get residency. No, they got to go back. And I don't care. Call me racist, call me whatever the hell you want. We have good immigrants. Pedro's a great example. Came here when he was a teen, legally. Worked very hard, joined the army, served, I say it every episode almost, one of the best troops that I have ever worked under me. And these guys are just cheating the system. Get the fuck back there. That's all I got to say. And if that makes me a bad person, it is what it is. We have legal immigration systems for a reason. We don't want you just coming in here going around it. And you can see from that video, I mean, you had these students, whatever the hell you want to call them, and then you had a bunch of white Karens with their fists up because the commies are all in on this. That being said, the Canadian Revolutionary Communist Party is having their founding Congress this weekend in Montreal. So if you guys are bored and you want to go to it, check it out on their website, because God, I hate these commies. And now they're helping these East Indian guys try to stay in the country. So put two and two together. It's all part of the plan. All right. Let's. The hunger strike video was kind of funny. See how committed they are. All right. We'll talk about the event. Veterans for Freedom, protecting Canada's sovereignty. All right. This is the event that's happening June 15th. It's going to be super, super fun. I'm very excited for this. We're going to talk about how localism defeats globalism. There's tons of good speakers. It'll finish off with the Fire and Ice show. Guys, right now, wicked deal. We do have promo codes because everyone loves promo codes. So right now, limited time, if you go on Eventbrite, buy your tickets, use promo code V4F. That's V number 4F. And it'll be kind of a buy one, get one. So you can bring a friend. You guys can hang out with us all day. And it'll be a wicked time. So please go check it out. Buy your tickets. And hopefully I'll see you guys at the show. Finally, your Pedro update of the day. Pedro's black goat is looking more sinister than ever. Yeah. I'm quite excited about that. I didn't realize the white spot looked like this cool skull thing. So there's your moment of zen of Pedro's evil goat. And with that, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to the show. Kind of a little bit of kind of an up crazy, spicy one this week. And oh, wait. Whoa, I totally forgot. I'm going to rewind a little second. All these East Indian guys trying to game the system because of what they did. They are Freedom Honey's douche of the week. That's Mike approved, Pedro approved, Beaver County approved, and we'll go from there. Back to the goats. So yes, the goats. Enjoy. And with that, guys, take care. God bless. All hail the Queen Bee. And we're out.
This is why people OD on pills and jump from the Golden Gate Bridge.